Hey everyone, what is up? Welcome back to Fate Stay Night Heaven's Feel. I don't have a ton to say. I'm super excited to jump back into it. Once again, a little longer than I would have liked between episodes, but college. I'm doing what I can, but college. I don't know. I don't think I need to say much more than that. Alright, let's go ahead and jump back into it. I'm excited to play again. Right, we stopped at an interlude again. Forgot about that. Back at the Ryuudou Temple. The Ryuudou Temple. Land is desolate after Castor has disappeared. The monks, who have collapsed from an unknown cause, have left the mountain to leave the temple empty. The gate is shut firmly, so neither worshippers nor monks can enter the place.
ひどい匂いだ。鼻が曲がるどころの話じゃねえな。
What's Lancer doing here? A voice echoes through the place that should be desolate. A lean blue figure glows in the moonlight. For some reason I was going to say gleams. Gleams, whatever. Gleams. A sturdily built man with the crimson spear is a servant called Lancer.
おうおう、キャスターがくたばったってのに結界は健在か。いや、醜悪さは以前より5割増し。これに比べればキャスターは上品だったな。
Okay. So it's probably safe to assume that a new assassin took the place over, right? Lancer looks around the temple. The red lance is in his hand. His objectives are to gain information and to keep watch. He's unwilling, but he cannot disobey his master's command. It is his policy to follow any command given to him and to accomplish the mission. That is why he has fought several servants and ended up in a draw with each. As long as he serves this master, Lancer will never start a fight. This is no exception, and he is to investigate the Ryuudou Temple. If that is the case, why is his lance in his hand? His weapon, his noble phantasm, can be summoned whenever needed. There's no need for him to hold his lance when there's no enemy before him.
キーキーキーキーうるせえこと。キャスターは風使いと呼んでたんだが、水気の女だったのかね。雲だのカエルだの陰湿な輩が多いが。
He walks through the temple. He seems too vulnerable and defenseless to be a servant. He's so defenseless that if there is another servant here, he would be attacked and killed in an instant.
ああ、頭をすげ替えられたって線もあるな。ここは腐った小虫しかいない。持ち主不在の廃屋に救うのはお前たちの常套手段だ。
This statement is just so weird. He is so defenseless that if there is another servant here, he would be attacked and killed in an instant. Something about that just seems so weird to me. Lancer doesn't stop cursing. The blue spearman gives a speech as if to persuade a person who is not here.
にしても、一匹でかいのがいるな。どこの生まれか知らないが、山奥で獣と暮らしていた面してやがる。おまけになんだこりゃ。砂の匂いか。へっ、大雲かと思えば、小汚い砂虫とはな。
Bro, he is goading the servant here, who, again, I would assume is assassin.
やだやだ。なんだってこんなしけた野郎の偵察なんかしなきゃならねえのかなった。
Jeez. The silver lights are deflected. 3 rays of light streak forth from the darkness, only to be struck down by Lancer's lance. The deflected lights are daggers called dirks. They're not a weapon to be held onto and to slash with, but a weapon to be thrown. These daggers were thrown with great speed at Lancer's eyes and throat.
いい腕だ。が、二度とはするなよ、砂虫。
Oh my god, man, I love Lancer, but don't do that again, sandworm.
挨拶もなしで命を取られるのは趣味じゃねえし、何よりお前にとっちゃ命取りだ。
The blue figure stands firm before the darkness. And the darkness in front of Lancer is a laughing skull, white as the moon. What the heck is that? The battle starts without a signal. Lacking human words, the White Skull attacks Lancer with an inhuman shriek. And Lancer meets his assault without twitching a brow. The skull tosses daggers with a precision rivaling that of Archer. 30 are thrown from close range as he runs through the darkness, but Lancer easily repels every one. The skull comes to an abrupt stop. It is abnormal. No matter how great a spearman Lancer may be, he cannot possibly block all of the daggers. Furthermore, he's using a long lance. However, the daggers, fired accurately in between his swings, all deflected.
Oi, masaka to wa omou ga, omae no gei wa sore dake ka?
Dude, Lancer is just like unbreakable defense, unmatched speed, and just goading whoever the new assassin is. Lancer's presence changes. He stops, and his hostility changes to a clear intent to kill.
Nara kore de shimai da. Omae ga nani mono ka shiran ga. Ma, sono kamen gurai wa hagasu to suru ka.
Daggers flash through the darkness. A rapid barrage is unleashed as a counter to Lancer's charge. He does not care. But he blocks even that. Although the daggers cannot be perceived, he turns them aside with a slight swing of his spear. The skull is the one shivering. Unable to speak human language, he can only swallow his scream and watch as the enemy comes to take his life. He throws a dagger at the small opening in between Lancer's strikes. The skull's mask trembles. Lancer blocks the dagger, turns the spear in a full circle, and smacks his opponent's chin from below. Defense and counter. He performs both actions in one motion. Already committed to his attack, the skull cannot respond to such a maneuver. The white mask falls from his face. Lancer does not keep attacking. His order is merely to observe his foes. Even if this is a sure chance to kill, he has no authority to attack.
Baka ga, itta daro. Ore ni tobi dogu wa umaku nai to. Chukoku wo kikanakatta no wa socchi no hou da ze.
Probably should have stayed put. Lancer readies his lance again and regards his enemy, who is now hiding his face. A black body. A right hand covered in bandages. A face still hidden by the darkness. No. His face is flat and utterly featureless. I was going to say, that's like a gray mass. That looks like... I don't know how many of you have played Danganronpa, but it looks like the portrait at the end of each trial. They got like... Or like when they do like the comic book. They have like a gray, basically featureless person. That's all I can see right now.
Watashi no men wo mita na, Lancer.
So he did?
そりゃこれからだ。サーバントには違いないようだしな。どこの英雄かはっきりさせるとするか。
なるほど。余分な縛りがあったのか。道理で殺さないわけだ。
The servant retreats further into the shadows. He still has the dirk in his hand, and his hostility is still emitting.
やめとけ。生まれつきでな。目に見えている相手からの飛び道具なんざ通じねえんだよ。よっぽどのものじゃない限り、その距離からの投擲は効かねえぞ。
そうか。流れ屋の加護か。さすがは夏希の英霊。私などとは物が違う。
Is expected from a hero with a name. Is that implying this assassin does not have one? The shadow wavers. The black servant sinks down to the ground, then springs up in an instant as he throws another dagger. If his leap is that of a deer, his movements are those of a spider, snake, or scorpion. Even while keeping his face hidden, the servant is as fast as Lancer when it comes to retreat. but Lancer's charge is still the fastest. It is a disgrace to take even a minute to corner his enemy.
確かに喉を狙ったんだが、しぶといな。治ってるってわけじゃねえし、ありゃぶっ飛んでやがるな。
The enemy glides across the water like a spider, and Lancer pursues him. In contrast, water sprays from his footsteps, but his speed is far greater.
痛みで止まらねえんなら、付け根でも切りつければよかったか。他の連中には通じねえ手だからな。つい後回しにしちまったが。
It is fatal for a human body to be cut at the joint, where the main arteries lie. If the arteries are severed, death from severe bleeding will quickly follow. But that is only in normal combat. You cannot expect a servant, a heroic spirit, to die from excessive bleeding. As their life force is magical energy, cutting their arteries does not have much effect. The loss of a limb is another story, but cutting off a servant's limb is a difficult task. Doing so will likely cost you your own head in the process.
なるほど。だが通覚を殺す手に頼るような英霊に治癒能力などあるまい。次の打ち込みで蹴りをつけるか。
Has he already identified who this is? Hashish. Hashish? I'll have to hear him say it. Is that just like a general like category of some type of combat style, or I don't know. Is that like saying like, oh, a sage or something, right? Like, I don't know. Or is that an identity that I've just never heard of? I don't know. We'll see. Water splashes with lightning speed. His next attack will strike in 2 more seconds. He tenses, then thrusts at his fleeing enemy's left leg. With a start, Lancer jumps back from the water surface. Whoa.
Naるほど。だが通覚を殺す手に頼るような英霊に治癒能力などあるまい。次の打ち込みで蹴りをつけるか。なるほど。だが通覚を殺す手に頼るような英霊に治癒能力などあるまい。次の打ち込みで蹴りをつけるか。
I did not even hear him say hashish. So it might just be like a category, I guess, and not a name. I don't know. Whatever, let's move on. Water explodes upward. No, something beneath the water is snarling. Black tendrils snake out of the water, reaching for the spearman. Is it because this creature dwells underwater? Seems to resemble a deep sea monster from ancient times. Yeah, that is strange. Lancer has nowhere to run. He instantly carves all his runes on the bottom of the lake to create a boundary field, but it is easily penetrated. Oh, you got baited then. Seems like he got baited. The dark tentacles are closing in on all sides, and his territory is shrinking by the second. The protection using all his runes, which can even block a great Noah phantasm, does not even slow down the penetration. Watching Lancer.
どうしたランサー。動かねば飲まれるぞ。
Assassin sneers. Sheesh. But even the sneering spider is no exception. It seems these tendrils must engulf anything they can reach, as the spider does not approach the dark water. He knows that if he draws near, they will take interest in new prey.
だがそうはいかん。お前を仕留めるのは私だ。未だ経験が足りないのでな。お前を打倒し、足りない知能を補わねば。
The spider's dagger glimmers. The weapon about to be released is just a projectile. But is it not meaningless? Even though Lancer is surrounded by ghastly limbs, projectiles are meaningless against Lancer.
懲りないやつだ。まあ、強気になるのはわかるんだが。
Lancer observes the ghastly limbs around him. He was lured quite far in, but it's only about 30 meters to the opposite shore. He should be able to easily jump across such a distance.
そこで動かなかったお前の負けだ。様子見も済んだ。ここらで引き上げさせてもらおうか。
Lancer crouches low and braces his lance against the ground. Using his lance as support, Lancer vaults into the air. There. He's pierced by a dagger. He is struck by the simplest of attacks. A fake heart is taken out of Lancer's chest. Assassin has directly gouged out Lancer's heart from the distant shore, in impossible range. It is the purest magic, the simplest curse. It is the cursed hand, a magic of the Middle East, specialized in cursing people. I was gonna say, I mean, I was definitely getting Middle Eastern vibes. So, that makes sense. It is Assassin's noble phantasm, Zabania. It surely destroys Lancer's heart, and the powerless body of the spearman falls into the black water. The surface boils. It is hectic, ferocious, and vulgar. You would not see such a gruesome meal even if meat were thrown into a cage of starving beasts. Numerous black limbs eliminate the human-shaped heroic spirit. The faceless servant standing in the black water swallows the heart of his prey with satisfaction. Oh, Lord. Oh my god, we're already down, what, 3 servants? Are you for real? Goodness. Lancer is toast. Rider's toast. Caster is toast. My goodness. And we got details somewhere. Protection against arrows. Defense against projectile weapons. As long as one keeps the shooter in its vision, one can perceive and defend against any projectile weapon. However, it cannot be used against a direct attack from a distance. It also cannot be used against a wide-range attack that hits many. However, it cannot be used against a direct attack from a distance. You know, exactly what just happened. That is unfortunate for Lancer. Rip. Dang, that's tough. I didn't think we'd see that much more Lancer in this route, but I did not think he'd be another one of the early casualties. Good lord. They said, yeah, Lancer and Caster got their time under the sun and Unlimited Blade Works. They're gone. I hope you didn't want to see them. Goodness, man. So, the 8 servants, essentially, we're down 3 already. That's crazy. I feel like we barely started the route. Goodness. People are just dying. So, the obvious thing to want to talk about is Assassin, who we still don't have, like, a clear picture on who he is. I'm sure based on the information about his noble phantasm, I could, like, look him up and find out exactly who it is. But, not gonna bother doing that. Probably more fun if they reveal it to me anyways. Or finding it out in the moment. But, wow. So it seems pretty obvious that new Assassin is... Okay, first of all, he's obviously, like, has some Middle Eastern influence, throws daggers, a faceless entity. If he has a noble phantasm, I think I was wrong to assume he's some noble or heroic spirit without a name, right? It almost sounded like whoever this new assassin was saying, like, you know, as I would expect from somebody with a name, right? I don't know. That maybe it's probably just the way he speaks. Right, that made that sound so weird. Well, for a second, I kind of thought that implied he didn't have one. But if he has a noble phantasm that, like, what seems to curse its target, like they said, he was talking about the cursed hand, I think. I'd assume and they directly named a noble phantasm. I'd assume it's a proper heroic spirit this time around. I think the bigger thing is that he seems to gain knowledge through fighting. Which is why or by defeating targets, not even just fighting, specifically by defeating targets, or maybe absorbing them like he did Caster. Because Caster and, what's his name, Soichiro? Caster's master, right? They both straight up got absorbed by Assassin. I wonder if he took, like, some of their, like, power, right, and added to his own strength and intelligence. And the more this assassin keeps killing or absorbing different servants, the more this assassin is going to become, or like the more powerful this assassin will become. Very intrigued by the new assassin. I can't believe how many people we've had die already. That's just insane to me. Alright, that was a nice interlude, but let's move on for now. When I wake up, my body is fully recovered. My temperature is normal, and my limbs don't feel heavy at all.
6時前か。Sakura, 起きてるかな?
If she is, she'll probably be preparing breakfast. I'd better get ready quickly and head to the kitchen, or Sakura will finish it herself.
そういえば、先に行ってるぞ。しばらくしたら今に来てくれ。
I don't have the guts to look inside her room, so I retreat after calling out to her. It'll be troublesome if I see Saber sleeping. This dude really likes seeing girls sleep.
それでね、おじいちゃん倒れちゃってさ。わしが寝込んどるんだから少しは落ち着こうと思わんのかドラ娘な。失礼しちゃうわよね。それじゃあ私がはぐれ雲みたいに聞こえるじゃない。
Jeez. I don't know what that was. Fujini complains while eating. It seems Fujini didn't come over last night because her grandfather collapsed.
先輩、はぐれ雲って何ですか？
藤姉のこと。ふわふわ浮いてて正体がつかめないやつを指す。
I knew Shiro was gonna come and be like, no, that's a perfect description of you. I answer without hesitation.
違う。はぐれ雲は遊び人。日がない一日、何をするでもなく町の人たちを冷やかして面白おかしく暮らす人のことを言うのよ。
Sakura and Saber nod in comprehension. I don't even need to mention which part they agree on.
けど先生、それじゃあお父さんの体、芳しくないんですか？
It would seem that way.
まさか。うちの家系は風邪とかひかないって有名なんだから。おじいちゃんはね、年がいもなく若い子と相撲をして腰やっちゃったの。
Never mind. Okay.
相撲とは何ですか、タイガ？
ちょっと言葉で説明するのは難しいな。とにかく押す、引かば押す、押せば押すっていう格闘技よ。武器なしなんだけど、げんこつはダメ、蹴るのもダメ。基本的に相手の体とがっしり組み合って、ドリャーって地面に叩き伏せれば勝ちなんだ。
Yeah, I guess.
それは純粋な力比べということでしょうか？
Yeah, pretty much.
そうね。あと服もなし。自分も相手もほとんど裸でぶつかり合うんだよ。
裸でですか？
回しをつけてるから急所は隠してるけど、回しっていうのはふんどしのことね。わからなかったらシロに聞いてみて。私より詳しいから。
Oh man. Fujini says something absurd as she sips on her miso soup.
なるほど。で、シロ、ふんどしとは何ですか？
It's easy to explain, but I'm a bit hesitant to talk about it. I'm talking to Saber, and we're eating right now. Why do I have to talk about loincloths during a meal?
知らない。相撲は専門外だから他を当たってくれ。
That seems like cap.
嘘だー。シロ、回し持ってるくせに。
Oh man.
持ってるかそんなもん。相撲は藤姉のじいさんにやらされただけで、回しだって借り物だっただろう。
Sakura's like, wait, what? He has a what now?
大体な、何年前の話してんだよ、藤姉は。
そっかそうだ。シロ、子供の頃はちっちゃかったから相撲は負け続きだったんだもんね。おじい様が違う競技にしなさいって言って勝つまでやめたがらないシロに弓も出せたんだっけ。
Good look, Gramps. That was definitely the better sport for Shiro. Fujini is laughing cheerfully. Man, Fujini is in high spirits this morning, so she's louder than usual.
藤姉、時間そろそろやばいぞ。7時前にはここを出ないと遅刻じゃないのか？
今日は大丈夫。昨日から朝の部活は禁止されたから。
Why?
それでも今日は職員会議があるから早めに出ないとまずいんだけど。
Is there an actual reason for that?
先生、 弓道部も朝練中止なんですか？
そうだよ。ってそっか、さくらちゃんには連絡行ってなかったか。昨日ちょっとした事故があってね、陸上部の子なんだけど部活中に怪我しちゃって、保健の笠間先生に言わせれば寝不足だとかで朝練はしばらく中止になったのよ。
You know, that seems really realistic, actually. I personally never got the morning practices thing, like, for sports in school. Like, I don't know. They already make you wake up early enough. Like, you already gotta wake up pretty early for school. At least, like, in places I've lived in America. You can get up consistently at, like, 6, right? And, well, I guess they're not leaving till 7, so maybe they just start school later. But we would, like, you know, bell rings at like 7:30. So if you had some kind of practice, you'd probably be at 6. Waking up like 4 or 5 a.m. like for school stuff. Like, I can imagine teenagers are not getting that much sleep, but they gotta wake up then. That's so not important, but just something that I was thinking about, I guess.
けど怪我人が一人出ただけで中止にするもんなのか？
I'm gonna guess it was a string of injuries, not just one.
それも寝不足だって。そんなの本人。藤根、その怪我人って何人出たんだ
？10人以上20人未満かな。
Good lord.
そんなになんですか？
That's absurd.
先生、弓道部のみんなは。
それがね、うちには出てないけど昨日の部活でも疲れた顔の子が何人かいたのよ。
Although I'm just gonna say, this does not seem like something that would just randomly pop up. I'm going to bet this is related to the war. Especially, you know, they all looked tired yesterday. It seems like a sudden thing.
ほら、最近いろいろと物騒じゃない？そのあたりの精神的な疲れも無視できないから、できるだけ生徒には負担をかけない方針でいくみたい。部活が負担になるってわけじゃないけど、肉体的に疲労するのは否定できないしね。
Fujini shrugs and holds out her bowl.
さくらちゃん、おかわり。ご飯半分でお願いね。
はい、どうぞ。今朝は小食ですね、先生。
そうなのよ。学校行っても仕事が溜まってるのかと思うと胃が痛くて食欲がないんだよ。
That could not be me. I don't care how much work's waiting for me. I am consuming food. Fujini pretends to cry. Seems the tiger at my house wants us to believe that 2.5 bowls of rice isn't her normal serving. That is a... Oh, Lord. Never mind. Never mind. I don't eat that much, guys.
そういうさくらちゃんは元気だよね。ご飯大盛りで2杯目だもん。
Oh, good lord, she didn't even try to sneak this one.
育ち盛りですから。最近はすぐお腹減っちゃうし、多少無理でも食べておかないと大変です。
Sakura puffs up with pride. Well, I don't know about that being part of the growing thing, but maybe all the gluttons around here are influencing her.
なるほど。さくらには弓使いとしては腕力が足りません。栄養を取るのはいいことです。
Man, there really are two just gluttons here, huh? Saber nods as she keeps eating. Is it just me, or is she missing the original topic? Why are the breakfast scenes always such mindless fun? It's past 7 o'clock. Fujini left for school, and we're cleaning now. Sakura has time as well, so we relax and do the dishes. With the two of us, it doesn't take long. Excuse me. I was keeping an eye on Sakura because of her health, but she really seems okay now. It looks like her fever's gone, and she's full of energy.
先輩。
Man, what's with that embarrassed face? Still thinking about that loincloth?
少しお話があるんですけど、お時間よろしいでしょうか。
Then, Sakura stammers a question, looking as nervous as if she were breaking into somebody's house.
よろしいよ。時間まだ余裕あるし。
そのですね、お弁当ですね。作ってみたんですけど。
She looks down as she hands me a lunchbox. It's not my usual lunchbox, and it seems Sakura prepared it for me. It has a cute shape, and it's wrapped in vivid colors. The taste is guaranteed if Sakura made it, and I appreciate the fact that someone made lunch for me.
さっきってもしかしてさくら朝早くから弁当作ってくれてたのか
Yeah, that's probably why it embarrassed her so much. Sakura was done with cooking breakfast when I came to the living room this morning. I admired how early she got up, but it seems she actually woke up earlier than I thought.
はい早くに目が覚めちゃってやることもないからお弁当作ろうかなって
And now it's time for the loincloth
それで
question.
ご相談があるんですけど
Probably not. That'd be funny, but
なんだよ改まって相談ってよっぽどのことか
probably.
いえそんなことないですないんですけどそうだ先輩ってあんまりお弁当作りませんよねお料理好きなのにどうしてなのかなって
さくら俺別に料理好きってわけじゃないんだが
I don't know about a guy's hobby being cooking, so I wish she'd keep it as something I can do. Oh, dang, what's wrong with a guy cooking? Come on. I mean, I can't cook, but there's nothing wrong with guys having a hobby of cooking. Come on, man. Oh wait, we're talking about why I don't make my own lunch.
それがな俺だって弁当のが安上がりだって分かってるけど持っていくとクラスの男どもがたかってくるんだよ結果気がつくとおかずが半分になってるんだ
Sakura nods in satisfaction. To be accurate, it's the girls that take most of my lunch, but I don't say it because it's too pathetic.
うんそういうわけなんで生徒会室が使える日しか弁当は作らないんだあそこなら一星と二人で食べられるだろ
This is the part where she's like, yeah, you can eat lunch with me. Oh lord.
先輩それなら弓道場で昼食をとるのはどうでしょう
That was a really easy read. Come on.
お昼なら道場も空いてますしお茶も入れられますしその誰もいないから静かだし
He's being awfully direct right now. And he's just missing it. Oh, that's a good idea. The archery range isn't locked, and the club members rarely go there during lunchtime. Mitsuzuri might be there, but she's not so cruel as to eat someone else's lunch.
うんそうだなそれもありかな
そうですそういうのももちろんありです先輩
Man, that pure happiness about that.
けど部外者が入るってのもなんだな一応三つ釣りに許可もらっておかないとダメだろ
そんなの大丈夫です弓道場は学校の建物なんですから部活動以外は生徒の自由で OK なのではないでしょうか
Sakura presses her point.
そうだな迷惑でなければいいかもな
Man, she got really defensive about that. She was basically like, no, you're eating lunch with me. I nod to myself. And now she's back to being, like, giddy. Then, I don't know why, but Sakura's making a victory pose with a big smile. Victory pose. That is also an adorable sprite. She has a lot of adorable sprites, I'm not gonna lie. Maybe some of Fujini's energy transferred to Sakura. You are so oblivious. Oh my goodness. Oh my god, man. We walk up the hill. There are more students around us than usual. It must be because there's no morning practice today.
時間はまだまだ大丈夫ですねこんなゆっくりした朝は久しぶりです
That sounds pretty nice. Sakura's walking happily besides me. I don't know why, but she's in a good mood. Oh my god, what do you mean you don't know why? Shiro, you are something else. He's a high school boy. I gotta let off him. It's realistic. Oh man. It's just so obvious. So obvious. Why she's in a good mood right now. He's like, huh, wonder why. Why is she doing that victory pose? Huh, crazy. The world may never know, Shiro. There might not be a natural explanation for this.
俺はいつも通りなんだけど、まあ、さくらと一緒に登校するのは珍しいか。
弓道部の朝練は休みなしですから。
そうだけど、朝練は自由参加だろ。大抵のやつは2日に一遍ぐらいの割合なんだから、さくらだって。
それじゃ先輩、私が休んだら一緒に学校に行ってくれますか？
Yes? Yeah, if you say yes, she's like, yep, I quit archery. Crazy. I just, on a whim, decided I don't need to do that anymore.
そんなの当たり前だろ。同じところに行くんだから、さくらが嫌がっても一緒になる。
それじゃってやっぱり無理でした。私下手だから一日でも休むと腕が下がっちゃいます。
I respect the mentality, but taking a day off every now and then is probably better. Sakura sticks her tongue out at herself.
そんなもんかな。あんまり比べるのも足だけど、さくらの腕は1年じゃダントツだぞ。形もな。
いいえ、私はまだ未熟です。今だって気を緩めると邪念が入るし、的が見えないなんてしょっちゅうだし、根が怠け者だから毎日びっしりやってないとずるずるダメになっちゃうたちなんです。
I mean, hey, you know yourself better than anyone else, so if you think it's that important, then it's that important, I guess. If that's how she feels, who am I to disagree? I part with Sakura. My class is on the 3rd floor, and hers is on the 4th.
それじゃあ先輩。
あ、授業中居眠りしたりするなよ。人間腹いっぱいだと眠くなるからな。
It's fair.
それなら心配無用です。もうとっくにお腹8分目になってますから。
Sakura goes up the stairs. I wave goodbye to her and head to my classroom. She needs food. Soon. It's lunchtime. Shinji's absent, and so is Issei. Seems Issei is being treated at the hospital after the incident at the Ryuudou temple. Now that I look around, I see that there are more people absent. But the number of absentees shouldn't get any higher, at least. Oh no, it's going to, I'd bet. This just feels like something related to the war itself. Which is weird, because, I mean, Castor was the one slowly draining everyone's magical energy. And Castor is gone. So, is that something new Assassin can do as well? I don't know. Or does somebody else have, like, some secret plan now? The servant that was sucking the life force out of people in this town has been eliminated. There should be no more unexplained comas.
そうだな。キャスターの被害に遭った人たちもすぐに元気になって戻ってくる。
You know, you might think that. You would think that. I pull myself together. There are 4 masters remaining. 2, if you don't count Osaka and Illya. I can't let my guard down until I know what kind of people they are. Well, the problem is you kind of have to count Osaka and Illya. Because, I mean, I guess in a way you don't really have to. Don't have to, depending on how this route goes. Because in the Fate route, well, their servants would still have to die. Like, for the Grail to even be summoned. So, if he's fighting for the Grail itself, at the very least, their servants have to die, right? It would seem, because it was basically like 6 servants have to die to actually summon the Grail. So, but that doesn't necessarily mean Tosaka and Illya have to die, as we've seen by the Fate route. That would be nice. That just feels like a bit of a pipe dream right now. I know we've gotten it before, but I don't know. After Unlimited Blade Works, for some reason, I really don't feel like we're going to have another route with Tosaka and Illya surviving, right? Obviously, Fate route is the one where it happens, but I'm saying after Unlimited Blade Works, where we saw a lot of people die. Illya died as well. I wouldn't be that surprised if Tosaka dies in this route. I hope she doesn't. But I don't know. I think I mentioned this in a comment. For some reason, I've had this vague idea in my head that, like, what if this is like the Shiro goes evil route? Right? Like, he completely fails as a hero of justice. Right? Maybe that's just my obsession with corruption arcs, but just a thought I've had. And if that happened, I could totally see him killing Tosaka as like a major plot point. I don't really have any evidence for this at all, actually. It's just a gut feeling. So if I'm like on the money, it's not because I noticed some crazy foreshadowing. Or maybe I did and just didn't think about it and just kind of influenced by it. If I'm 100% wrong, that's not surprising at all. Actually, like, that would be very unsurprising. But I don't know. The point is, I don't know. I feel like you kind of have to count Tosaka and Illya most likely, or at the very least, most likely one of them. And I feel like we've had Ilya's time. Like, Illya's already died. Tosaka's had her time in the sun, right? So, are we killing Tosaka this route? I don't know. I know I already said I hope not. I just hope, at the very least, whether they die or not, I just hope to see more development. Especially out of Illya. It looks like we're going to get some Illya development. I obviously wouldn't mind more Tosaka development, but, I mean, we just had Unlimited Blade Works, where we got a pretty decent amount. So, I think if they don't give us a ton of Tosaka backstory or development, then we'll be fine. Anyways, I've talked about this one line for way too long. Speaking of Tosaka, and I don't even like soda that much, but I'm tired and I need caffeine. We speak out in unison. I bump into Tosaka the instant I go out into the hallway.
ちょっとあって何よあって人の顔を見るなり失礼なんじゃない？
Didn't you say it too?
それとも何か私に後ろめたいことでもあるのかしらね、エミヤ君は。
You literally also said it.
あのな、驚いたのはそっちもだろ。それに昨日の電話、一体何なんだよ。来るなって言ったり来いって言ったり、ずいぶん勝手じゃないか、遠坂。
昨日のは特例よ。龍道寺のマスターが消えた後、あなたが学校を休んでれば何かあったって思うでしょ？
Man, she thought we were toast.
その龍道寺の件を教えたのは私なんだから、エミヤ君に何かあったら困るじゃない。
I'm surprised. Did Tosaka feel responsible because she told me about it? Yes.
そっか。サンキュー、遠坂。心配してくれてたんだな。
そんなことないわよ。私はただ情報提供者として事の顛末が知りたいだけなんだから。
Yeah, sure. It's something like that. I definitely believe that you were absolutely not worried about us. And that's why you called us and got very upset about the fact that we didn't show up at school after this fight happened. It's definitely not that you were worried about us at all.
それなら昨日電話で言っただろ。キャスターとそのマスターは倒した。
Wrong.
龍道寺にはもう何もないぞ。
That's simply incorrect. Huh? Tosaka looks serious all of a sudden.
なんだよ、遠坂。俺、なんかおかしなこと言ったか？
エミヤ君を信じてないわけじゃないけど、もう一度だけ確認するわ。あなた、本当にキャスターを倒したの？
Oh yeah, we annihilated Caster.
いくら俺でも勝敗ぐらいわかる。セイバーは完全にキャスターを消滅させた。キャスターのマスターだってもう。
He was already dead when we got there.
わかったわ。なら、そのことで話があるの。ちょっと屋上まで付き合って。
Yikes. Oh, yikes, I don't even have a choice. Sakura's gonna be pissed.
キャスターが消えてない？
ええ、エミヤ君がキャスターを倒したのが2日前でしょ。なのに、昨日も例の昏睡事件は起きた。それも、魔力を奪われた人たちは、 今までより重い衰弱状態にあったわ。
You think new assassin just kind of jugged that ability and was like, hey, magical energy?
そんなバカな。俺たちは確かに。
分かってる。あなたが嘘を言うわけないし、勘違いしてるとも思えない。けど実際に私とアーチャーはキャスターらしき影を見たのよ。
You could definitely also
昨
just
日の
see her
夜、
using some
被
kind of
害のあった
illusion.
現場に駆けつけた時にね。
Saku's still talking. I could see her using some kind of illusion as well. Like maybe we didn't actually defeat Caster, but rather some kind of shadow. I don't know. They seem pretty sure that we actually defeated Caster, so maybe this is just assassin?
そうか。じゃあ本当にキャスターは生きていて、まだ街中から魔力を集めてるっていうのか。
断言できないけどそういうことね。けど竜道寺の雰囲気が変わったってことだけはわかる。あなたたちはキャスターを倒した。けどキャスターは未だ存在する。今確かなのはそれだけよ。
Okay, so actually to me that does seem more like assassin absorbed Caster and maybe is able to just be like, maybe is able to like shift into her in a way, which would explain his weird like featureless face. What if he like shifts between different servants? And that's also why he needs to defeat more, to gain that knowledge, to properly shift. It'd be interesting. Essentially having a servant who can do like have Lancer's defenses with Caster's magic abilities at the same time, right? And if more servants are defeated, like, you know, what if he gets like Archer's noble phantasm like creating ability? Like, I mean, that would be insane. That's just my theory about what the new assassin is right now. I mean, that seems pretty likely to me. It feels like there's a lot of evidence that that specifically there even seems like there's a lot of evidence specifically for the idea that the new assassin can like shapeshift almost, or just shift to different servants, based on the fact that specifically they said they saw something that resembled Caster's shadow, or in a shadow maybe. I saw a shadow that looked like Caster, right? So maybe that is the gray faceless assassin transforms and like to gain Caster's power looks like Caster, maybe, or maybe not. But I feel like that's more likely given the fact that he must have looked like Caster, unless Caster is genuinely just in the shadows. But it really feels like they're building Assassin as this threat who can use all kinds of different servant abilities, which is interesting. Very interesting. This explains why she feels different from yesterday. Tosaka's probably getting doubts about this war. A servant disappears if its master is defeated. A servant cannot avoid death in this world if it is completely defeated. But Caster still exists, in spite of taking both these penalties. She is a violation that completely overthrows the fundamentals of the Holy Grail War.
そうか。で、登坂はどう思ってるんだ？
え？私？
ああ、おかしいって思ってるんだろ。お前が聖杯戦争を降りるとは思えない。けど、今は聖杯の奪い合いよりキャスターのことをはっきりさせたいんじゃないのか。他のマスターとの戦いは後回しにしてでもさ。
エミヤ君の思ってる通りよ。
Yeah, we just kind of read her.
今回の聖杯戦争はどうもきな臭いわ。父さんに聞いていたものとは違う気がするのよね。なんていうか、私たちの知らないところで違うことが行われてる気がするの。
There are a lot of those things. Different, huh? I don't have the liberty to think about such a thing because the Holy Grail of itself is beyond me. Holy Grail War, excuse me. But if a legitimate master like Tosaka feels that way, it must be true.
じゃあ登坂はその。
ええ。 自分で納得がいくまで聖杯戦争のルールには従わない。誰かに利用されるのは仕方ないけど、利用された自分が誰にどんな危害を加えるのかわからないのは気に食わない。そういうの嫌でしょ。だからはっきりさせるまで他のマスターといがみ合うのはやめるつもり。
Well, you might not have a choice, but she declares her stance. Tosaka's eyes show her determination, and it seems to be asking for my stance.
そうか。それは休戦宣言ってことでいいのかな、遠坂。
エミヤ君が受けてくれるならね。この件が片付くまであなたが私と敵対しないのなら、私も危害は加えないわ。
Tosaka asks me silently with her eyes. She doesn't even need to ask.
それはこっちのセリフだよ。遠坂が手を出してこない限り、俺も遠坂とは戦わない。
Yeah, I think as of now, the context doesn't matter. Shiro was not planning on attacking Tosaka.
それにもし戦う時が来たとしても、それは正々堂々とだ。その時が来るまでは。
I want to cooperate with Tosaka.
決まりね。分かってたけど、いい返事がもらえて嬉しいわ。
You know, I'm glad we agreed. I don't want to have to kill Tosaka. That would suck. It's a very real possibility, though. Tosaka holds out her right hand. I realize that she's wanting to shake hands and...
ああ、よろしく、遠坂。
Bro, you can't shake hands with her? I try to suppress my face from turning red as I shake her hand. Okay, I was about to say, is he like about to leave?
よし、契約成立ね。少しの間だろうけど、よろしく頼むわ、エミヤ君。
Tosaka firmly shakes my hand. Her hand is soft, much more delicate than mine. Bro. Ooh. Oh, Lord. Now's not the greatest time to think about that, huh? And poor Sakura. We're supposed to have lunch with her and ditched her. Man, and now we got a truce to Tosaka. If she pulls the I'm coming over and staying at your house thing again, I know who's going to be very angry. I'm an idiot. What the hell am I thinking at a time like this?
どうしたのエミヤ君。急に汗かいたりして。なんか心拍数も上がってるけど。
Don't worry about what I'm doing.
いや、なんでもない。ただの風邪だ。飯食えば治る。飯食えば治るんで、そろそろ昼飯にしよう。
I quickly let go of Tosaka's hand. Then, Tosaka's expression turns wicked. Uh-oh.
ははー。この前相談された時にもしかしてって思ったけど、やっぱりそうなんだ。慣れてるような印象だけど、
No.
本当はそうでもなかったわけね。
Wait, stop it.
意外っていうか、イメージ通りっていうか。
No! Stop. Cool it.
ふーん。ふーん。ふーん。
Tosaka Rin stares at me from head to toe.
なんだよ。言いたいことあんならはっきり言えよな。黙ってるのは良くないんだぞ。
No, you don't want her to come out and say it, bro.
別に。エミヤ君のことが少し分かっただけだから気にしないで。は、口にするつもりないから怯えなくていいわよ。
Bro, absolute menace behavior.
怯えてなんかない。言いたきゃ勝手に言えばいいだろ。
あら、言っていいの？
No, Shiro, stop, you fool. She grins. Man, how can such an evil smile exist in this world?
言うな。
The tiny text, too, and the way he just quietly murmurs that. Oh my god.
何？小さくて聞こえないんだけど。
Oh no.
すまん。口にしないでくれ。言われたらひどくショックを受けそうだ。特にお前の口から聞かされると2倍や3倍じゃ済まない気がする。
そうなら黙ってあげてもいいけど。
Tosaka withdraws with an expression of victory. And the instant I regain my peace of mind.
エミヤ君、好きな子のリコーダーが気になるタイプでしょ。
って言ってんじゃねえかこの悪魔。
You devil. Oh man.
だからね、 人間ってのは本当のことを言われると怒ると思うのよ。
That is definitely true sometimes. Osaka ponders as she eats my lunch. Oh no! Poor Sakura! No! Oh, don't get me wrong, man. I love Tosaka, but Sakura does not deserve this. Oh my god. She's getting the lunch she made for us, eaten by one she clearly views as a rival, right? After we ditched her, like our plan to eat lunch with Sakura, to go talk with this rival. Sakura didn't deserve this, y'all. Oh my god. She came to the rooftop empty-handed, which, of course, meant that she didn't have her lunch, and it was only natural for her to target mine.
いいから食べろ。ったく、弁当持ってないくせにさ、どうして箸だけは完備してんだよ。お前、箸いつも持ち歩いてんのか？
Listen, you gotta keep the chopsticks for when you bum food from someone else.
これは教室を出るときに持ってきただけよ。エミヤくん、この前もお昼ご飯持ってたから、今日も分けてもらえばいいかなって。
No! Are you for real?
もしお弁当だった時を考えて、事前に箸を用意したんだけど。
That is absolute menace behavior. She planned to eat our lunch.
あのさ、その用意周到さは、どこか論点がずれてると思うんだ。
What is wrong with you? Bring some food before you bring chopsticks.
細かいことは気にしない。エミヤくんだって2人分のお弁当を持ってきてたんだから、結果オーライじゃない。
Oh no! How does this keep getting worse for poor Sakura? No! Oh my god! She clearly made the rest of that food for herself! No! Stop rubbing it in! Oh, Shiro, you fool. You have just messed up so bad. No, this isn't two people's worth of food. It's just that Sakura made too much.
まあいいか。俺一人じゃ食い切れなかったのも確かだしな。あ、父さん、さっきから野菜ばっかり食うなよな。肉も食え、肉も。俺ばっかり肉食ってたら胃にもたれるだろう。
Shiro, you are so blind.
その唐揚げ、味付け甘いから苦手なのよ。だいたい女の子にお肉なんか勧めないでよね。ちゃんと自分で分量測ってるんだから、食べないってことはストップサインなの。
嘘つけ。お前焼肉で遠慮しないタイプだろ。もう絶対そう。俺がちまちま塩辛つまんでる時にわんこそばを食すがごときに霜降りカルビを食べるんだ。
Dang, that's quite an accusation.
その量、その勢いたるや、俺の財布の中身などお構いなしで、むしろ破産させる気に違いない。そしてひとしきり満足した後にはこう言うんだ。今回は手加減してあげたわ。
That impression. What the heck? Oh my god, man. Oh man. The only way this could possibly get worse for Sakura, by the way, at this point, is if she was listening in on this. And for some reason, I really have this just horrible feeling she is. Right? Because he basically implied, like, yeah, like, if we went on a date, like I'd pay, you tried to bankrupt me. Like, trying to get back at her for what she said earlier.
言うじゃないエミヤくん。あながち否定できないところが恐ろしいわ。
Oh no. Oh no. Rip UBW Shiro's wallet, bro. No. You're the scary one, Tosaka.
けど、おかしなお弁当よね。量はすっごく多いのに、盛り付けとかラッピングとか女の子っぽいじゃない？エミヤくん、もしかして料理好き？
Well, yes, in a way. Well, not really, I guess, is what he said earlier, but he does. What a coincidence. I think I heard the same exact thing this morning.
まあ嫌いじゃないけど、今日の弁当は俺じゃなくてさくらが作ってくれたもんだ。
Why do I feel like Tosaka's gonna realize before Shiro does?
ああ、さくらっていうのは父さか？ どうした？砂糖の塊でも噛んだか？
あっちゃー、やっちゃったか。
Yeah, you did. You really did. I mean, Shiro really did, in all fairness, but Tosaka sighs and puts away her chopsticks.
ごちそうさま。あとはエミヤくん一人で食べて。
Tosaka gets away awkwardly. Oh, it's fine if she's full already. I was nervous eating lunch next to Tosaka. Now I can enjoy a little peace of mind. Dude, you are so oblivious. You are so dumb. I don't even want to see Sakura again because I'm going to feel so guilty. I know she's going to be so upset about this. And if she's not blatantly upset, she's hiding it. Oh my god. I head back to my classroom. It's a few minutes before 5th period starts, and the hallway is filled with students going back to their classrooms. In contrast, the stairs are quiet and empty. Not many students go to a different floor to eat. There. Yeah. I expect this. There. I bump into Sakura. I don't want to left click again. How could you do this, Shiro? You are horrible. She looks away awkwardly as soon as she sees us. Yeah, I would too! Shiro, you're a menace. Actually, you're just a blockhead for not realizing. What could be wrong with her? Dude, you are... She was so energetic this morning, but she looks depressed now.
Sakura!
I call out to her, but before I can say anything else...
ごめんさくら、間が悪かったわ。
Osaka steps forward.
いえ、間が悪いなんてことはないです。先輩と遠坂先輩が一緒にいても、私は別に。
It's not like that.
だから違うんだって。ちょっとね、用があって私からエミヤくんを呼びつけたの。ついでに言うと、エミヤくんもあなたとの約束をすっぽかしたわけじゃないわ。
He's a genuine
こいつ、
blockhead.
単に分かってなかっただけだから。
This dude. Yeah, Tosaka literally realized before he did.
なんだよそれ。さくらとの約束って別に何かあったわけじゃ。
バカ。お弁当を作ったってことはあんたと一緒に食べたいってことじゃない。さくらが怒るのも当たり前よ。
Yeah, that's... Yeah. Hold on. You never made any promise to eat together.
先輩、それなら弓道場で
Stop.
昼食をとるのはどうでしょう。
Oh, man, I
お
feel so
昼なら
bad for
道
her.
場も空いてますし、お茶も入れられますし、
That's the most...
誰もいないから静かだし。
I genuinely don't think that registered as an invite to eat with her, but rather as just a place to eat. And when I look, see that Sakura's lunch is untouched. That's right. What was I thinking? Sakura's absolutely right to call me an idiot.
ごめんさくら、俺間抜けにも程がある。
いえ、いいんです先輩。だってほら、ちゃんと約束したわけじゃないし、
Nah,
私もそうなったらいいなって思っただけで。
don't even with that. That was like as close to a promise as you can get without saying the words I promise.
よくない。行くぞさくら。今からでも間に合う。道場で手っ取り早く済ませれば。
No, you can't. There's no time for that. I grab Sakura's hand and start running. This boy, but...
間に合うわけないでしょ。あと3分で何ができるっていうのよ。
Yeah. Tosaka's calm analysis stops me. Panicked because I felt guilty for breaking the promise, but Tosaka's 100% right.
いいんです先輩。遠坂先輩の言う通り、教室に戻らないとダメですよ。
Shiro, if you don't make her some like makeup lunch and have it with her tomorrow, you are an absolute menace. I'm just saying.
けどさくら。
いいえ、気にしないでください。私、今ので十分嬉しかったです。
She's like, on one
ありが
hand,
とうございました。
on one hand, Shiro completely screwed me over. I made him lunch, And then he ate it on the rooftop with Tosaka. Right. On the other hand, at least it wasn't malicious intent. He's just an idiot. Like, I guess that weighs out. Like, it evens out. I don't know what to say when she makes a face like that.
それじゃあ失礼しますね。先輩たちも早く戻らないと。遅刻しちゃいますよ。
Tosaka's looking at us like we're the dumbest person on the planet. And honestly, she's not really wrong to think that. Sakura goes up the stairs with her lunch in her hand.
じゃあ私も行くけど。
Now she feels really bad, but...
学校が終わったらすぐに商店街にある中華飯店に行っておいて。そこで待ってるから。
Word? Okay. Then Tosaka leaves a strange message before she leaves for her classroom. Fifth period ends and the room empties out quickly. It's not even 2 o'clock yet.
気は進まないけど、遠坂に言われたしな。
There's nothing I can do here, so I guess I'll go to the shopping district. Well, now what? Are we gonna bail on Illya now? There's only one Chinese restaurant in the shopping district. Koshuan Saikon. Saikon. Taizan. That is a name that I butchered. It's an ominous dungeon in the shopping district, with no windows to show you what's inside. Most first-time customers run away after seeing the place. The manager, a favorite of the neighborhood association, is a strange little Chinese man nicknamed Small Manager. Batsu-san has a tendency to fill every dish with red pepper. In other words, the food's hot. Really hot. Imagine being stabbed in the tongue and then having salt rubbed onto it, and you'll be on the right track. This restaurant's infernal seasonings have given me a general distaste for Chinese food. It doesn't help that the manager keeps adding aru at the end of every sentence. And now I'm entering this terrible dungeon willingly. The manager will bring a menu as soon as he sees me. That'll be the end of it. At the very least, I'll have to order something that uses sweet vinegar. It'll turn out horrible if I order something like twice-cooked pork, and Mapo tofu is out of the question. That stuff is dangerous. It'll melt my tongue. I hear the judge of hell pulls out your tongue, so such awful food could easily come from there. The manager's traveled abroad to train his cooking arts, so maybe he trained with the devils. Man, he does not like this place. That is descriptive. Almost 2:30. I promised to be here right after school, so I can't hesitate any longer.
よし、行くぞ。
I don't know why I have to get pumped up to go into a restaurant, but here it's necessary. I'm not sure what Tosaka was thinking when she said we should meet here, but I'm sure she's regretting it now. Wait.
Hmm? 来たか、エミヤ。時間があったのでな。先に食事を進めていた。
This boy is pigging out. What? Why is he here? What? Why are we meeting with him here? The priest is eating Mapo tofu. The thing he just said was dangerous is out of the question. And that boy is sweating bullets. You see that? I'm speechless. Why is Kotomine here? Why is he eating Mapo tofu that looks like a boiling pot? And why is he eating it so fast? He's sweating, but he never stops for a drink, spiritedly moving his hands as if they will never move again if he stops. Actually, is he just being stubborn? He's eating it way too fast. Or is it that good? It looks as if the spicy oil and red pepper were cooked together for 100 years just to be used in that dish. And this is bad. This restaurant and Kotomine are both bad. Yeah, that's a bad sign if he's enjoying it. That food has dangerous amounts of spice. It can't be explained in any other way. That boy sounds like he's in agony.
どうした？立っていては話にならんだろう。
That boy
座っ
is...
たらどうだ？
That boy eating. That boy is eating. The priest talks as he keeps eating. I take caution as I sit across from him. I'm not too sure what I'm on guard against. That boy is so worried about how much he's eating. I watch his movements. Amazing. He only has about 2 more mouthfuls left. He's like not even wondering why Tosaka has set him up to meet Kotomine, and he's like mesmerized by how he's eating this spicy food. And honestly, I probably would be too. I watch in amazement when Kotomine suddenly stops eating. Our eyes meet. Kotomine watches me with his usual oppressive eyes and...
Kuka.
No.
Kuka!
I reply with all my might. That boy was... Kotomine. Do you want some? Oh my god. Why does Heavens feel so funny? The priest frowns a bit before he finishes the mapo tofu. Huh? My reply disappoint him. A little bit. The only one waiting for me is Kotomine. It seems he asked Tosaka to invite me here.
で、一体何の用だよ。あんたが自分から出向くなんて珍しいんじゃないのか?
He's probably here because Lancer died. Now, he's not going to tell us that he was the possessor of Lancer, but he's probably going to be like, there is a servant that is ungodly powerful, and I thought I'd warn you. Yes, that's what I'm here for. Definitely don't need you to take him out so I can win the war.
何? お前がすでに2体のサーバントを倒したと聞いてな。大したものだとねぎらいに来たのだ。
He's lying. Even if it is true, he should have picked a better restaurant.
そうかよ。悪いが、そういうのは気持ちだけで結構だ。別にあんたのために戦ってるわけじゃない。褒められる言われはない。
つまらぬ世辞は余計だったか。では、望み通り本題に入るとしよう。リンからキャスターが生きているという話は聞いたな。
Yeah, I figured that's what it'd really be about.
ああ、キャスターはまだ限界していて、町の人間から魔力を集めてるって言うんだろ。
そうだ。その件と関係があるかはわからんが、お前がキャスターを倒した夜、竜風貌、戦闘スタイルから言ってアサシンだと思われるが、断言はできない。
アサシン？キャスターの他にもアサシンが竜道寺にいたっていうのか。
Based on the appearance.
でもセイバーは。
Are we gonna ignore that? How would he know that, Shiro? How would he know that?
感知できなかったのだろう。アサシンはそう強力な英霊ではないが、特性として気配の遮断がある。隠密はアサシンの得意分野だからな。いかなセーバーとて、アサシンが完全に引きこもってしまえば見つけようがないだろう。
Then that means Assassin was at the Ryuudou temple on the night we defeated Caster. Was he hiding near us, trying to find an opening to attack?
それは分かった。けど、なんだって俺にそんなことを教えるんだ。一人のマスターに肩入れはしないんじゃないのか、あんたは。
He does when he's a cheating supervisor who's also in the war.
何？これは情報交換に過ぎる。私の知ることはそれだけだ。その代価として、ここ数日お前が体験した出来事を教えろ。
Well, you're part of the problem!
今回の聖杯戦争は、どうも気配が違う。
Mr. Supervisor with 2 servants? Talking about this Holy Grail war is strange. I mean, you're right, it is, but boy's acting like he's not part of the problem.
前回とは違うものが動いている気がしてならんのだ。教えたくないのならそれでも構わん。今のは忠告として聞いたと思えばいい。
そんなことするか。教えてもらったからには代償ぐらい払う。
Did he?
一方的に話されたことだけど、必要なことだったからな。
I guess, no, the assassin part, yeah. I was gonna say, we already knew Caster was, like, alive. Like, that's not exactly new info.
相変わらず義理がたいことだな、ヘミヤシロ。
The priest smiles in satisfaction. Seems he knows every move I'm going to make. But I'm not gonna fall for his tricks that easily.
話はする。けど、その前に聞いておくぞ。ことみね。あんた、なんでそんなことをしてるんだ？
Thank you. Thank you for asking the obvious question.
竜道寺にアサシンがいるなんて、サーバントでもいない限りわからないことだろう。
No, he should know even if he does have a servant. Neither Saber nor Archer, Tosaka's servant, could tell.
なに、単純な話だ。私のランサーが竜道寺でアサシンに敗れた。奴が消滅する寸前の映像をマスターである私が回収したに過ぎん。
Wow, he really just put that out there, huh? Okay. Then, the priest simply states something absurd.
私もマスターだと言った。お前も口にしたではないか。サーバントでもいない限りわからない。
Boy, he really just came out with it. They really got bigger fish to fry in this route. Oh my god.
いや、実にその通りだったな。だがそれも昨日までの話だ。
Cap.
ランサーは消滅し、私は今回の聖杯戦争におけるマスターではなくなった。お前たちの敵ではなくなったということだ。
Blatantly false, but obviously Shiro has no reason to suspect that.
さて、話はそれだけか。ではお前の番だ。ここ数日、何と出会い何を見た？
The atmosphere becomes heavy in an instant. He doesn't allow me any questions. He wants answers. I have a lot of things I want to ask him, but I have to answer him first. In as much detail as possible, I recount what happened to me after making my contact with Saber 4 days ago. The story lasts for about 30 minutes. I haven't done much as a master. That is so cap, but okay. The information I provided is mostly useless. But the priest takes great interest in Matou Zoken.
マト造剣。とうに老衰したかと思っていたが、未だに現役とはな。人の血をすする妖怪というのは本当だったか。
Oh yeah, he's still active. Don't worry. And I mean, I strongly suspect he's the one who brought the new assassin into play.
あのじいさんが人の血をすする妖怪？
You watched him teleport and you're really surprised by that?
そうだ。マトウの魔術は九州でな。6代前の魔術師であったマトウ造剣は際立った無質界だったと聞く。
It's very not surprising. And it perfectly explains the constant bugs that we heard. That, the one day we were at the, Matou household, right? When Shiro thought something was strange and that someone was there, right? And then I think Zoken just appeared right there, right? Unless that was a different time that I'm thinking of. Using bugs. That doesn't mean his familiar is a bug, right? Or another way to use bugs is...
待ってくれ。虫使いって、その虫を媒体にして毒を使うやつのことか。何百匹もの毒虫を壺に入れて、最後まで生き残った虫で呪いを打つっていう。
That's an interesting thing to think there. I would have never in a million years thought of that, but... Huh. That is very
い
interesting.
や、孤独の類ではない。
Okay.
元
Okay.
より呪詛はマキリの専門外だ。
Well, you know whose area of expertise it is? Probably the servant they just summoned.
彼らが行う魔術は必ず自らの肉体に成果が返るもの。呪いなど行っては相手と共倒れになるだろう。
じゃあ、読んで字のごとく、虫を使い魔にしてるってことか。
なあ、マトウ造剣は他人の血を吸うだけの妖怪だ。人の血を吸うことで若さを保ち、肉体を変貌させ、数百年を生き抜いたというが。
A few hundred? Oh my.
リンの父親の話ではすでに死にたい。白日のもとには出られないということだったが。
Yeah, that boy a vampire. The not horny version like we saw with Osaka the other day.
日の下に出られない。
I mean, actually, I don't know that.
そういえば会った時はどっちも夜だったけど。
He sucked some people's blood to prolong his life, and he can't walk under the light of the sun. That's just like...
ことみね、マトウ造剣は吸血鬼なのか？
That might sound really stupid, but he basically is.
あれは吸血鬼というよりは吸血虫だよ。性質も性格も陰湿なナメクジだ。
He insults Zoken. It seems Kotomine really hates that old man.
数百年も生きてるって言ったな。じゃあ、あのじいさんもマスターだったことがあるのか？
Yeah, probably more than once.
いや、
Really?
マトウ
Never
造
mind.
剣がマスターだったことはない。奴はマトウ家の相談役のようなものだが、何分数百年と生きた妖怪だ。
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest.
私たちが知らない方法でマスターになると
I'm
いう
like...
策を凝らしたのかもしれん。
I'm probably willing to put money on the fact that he definitely devised a plan to become a master in a way we don't know of, and that he's put it into action. Note that I will not actually pay out if that is not true.
じゃあ、マスターのいなくなったキャスターと契約しているのは、もしかして。
Oh, that's an interesting possibility.
さあな。だが気を許していい相手ではない。
My shapeshifter kind of theory made a lot of sense, but I could also kind of see that. That he's using the assassin to somehow bring the dead servants to him and, I don't know, maybe use his absorption magic. No, that doesn't make sense. Use absorption magic to keep them alive because everything is mutual, right? I mean, unless he secretly has healing magic. Not that that'd be that crazy, but his whole thing is bugs and draining blood, right? What's he gonna do? Drain their blood to heal them? I don't know. But maybe that's how he does it. Either way, seems like he's using... I'd assume he is using Assassin as a means to gain their power. I'd be really surprised if I'm wrong about that.
奴が表舞台に出てきた以上、確かな賞賛があってのことだろう。今回のマトウのマスターは、マキリにおける最悪の魔術王の呪語を受けているということだ。
Yeah, that's a problem. Shinji said he hasn't given up, and he has the backing of Matou Zoken. He lost his command spell, but that old man might be able to give him a new servant.
参考になった。マキリのご老人が動いているのならば、この異常事態もうなずける。監督役として被害の拡大に備えるとしよう。
What's up with the random zoom in here? Kotomine nods to himself and relaxes.
監督役ね。昨日まで俺たちに隠れてマスターだった男が何を。
Still secretly a master, but...
そう言うな。元より私に望みなどない。ランサーを得たのも、より良い願望者に聖杯を与えたかっただけだ。
Yeah, that's... Based on what we know of the Fate route, that's pretty much true, right? Seems pretty accurate. I mean, in the Fate route, he was basically just like... I don't know. Maybe not completely true. Maybe I'm just kind of misremembering his character. I don't even know, actually. I probably would need to rewatch my own videos. Or just rewatch the route. Although that's why I record my videos, so I can rewatch stuff.
それもここまでだがな。あとはマスター同士で決めることだ。ま、私的な意見を言わせてもらえば、お前かリン、そのどちらかに聖杯が与えられればいいと思っている。
I frown. The priest is serious. He just said that he doesn't need the Holy Grail. In fact, he clearly told me that he wants either Rin or I to obtain it.
なんでだよ。あんただってマスターになったからには聖杯が欲しかったんだろう。
そうだな。望みはないが目的はあった。だがそれは聖杯で叶えるべきことではない。私の目的はそれほど真剣なものではないし、私本人が叶えても意味のないものだ。
I guess. A goal that is meaningless if he achieves it himself?
なんだよそれ。謎かけならよそでやってくれ。
老婆心のつもりなのだがな。 私とお前は同じだ。明確な望みがない者同士、救いなど求めてはいない。
I suppose it's a fair point.
故に、少しでも早く気がつけば楽になれると思ったのだが。
I feel like he has grabbed my heart in his hand. And no kidding. The priest's words seep into my mind like a curse.
琴峰、お前。
I constrict my wavering eyes and glare at him. And then...
麻婆豆腐お待たせある。
Oh my god. The second and third plates of Mapo tofu were placed on the table. Oh no! Is he going back for round 2? You're insane. You are insane. What is wrong with you? He's a menace to society. He's a villain based on this alone. You can ignore Fate and Unlimited Blade Works and the rest of Heaven's Feel, and you can already tell he's an absolute villain just based on this. Kotomine picks up his spoon. I'm sure of it. He ordered more servings beforehand. He expects us to eat one, bro. Our eyes meet. Kotomine stares at me with oppressive eyes and...
食うのか?
食べない。
No. I answer him with a straight face. That dude he's insane. I leave and Saiken Taizan. It's because Kotomine had no intention of talking anymore and started eating the Mapo tofu. As I leave the restaurant with a heartburn.
エミヤ、私は戦いから降りた身だが、お前とリンは未だマスターだ。
He'd follow us outside?
条件は陰湿だぞ。せいぜい気をつけることだ。
The priest warns me as if it is someone else's problem, or he probably said that as we left, whatever. I'm dumb. No Illya? Oh, interlude. Hey, Zoken. Probably. Wind enters the damp room. From the open door comes 2 sets of footsteps. One kicks the ground in a hurry, and the other is being dragged in.
ほら、もう準備はできている。
Thump. A heavy sound echoes through the room. It is the sound of Matou Shinji, the one who came to this room in a hurry, throwing in the person he brought with him. It's totally Sakura, right? Oh no. Don't let this be Sakura. The floor of the secret room is wriggling around. The worms must be active right now, as leech-like insects are writhing all over the floor. Matou Shinji knows what these worms are. These are lust worms that his grandfather, Matou Zoken, raised that love human blood, semen, and marrow. You're strange. Okay, maybe not Sakura then. Would they do that to Sakura? Probably not. Once swarmed by these lust worms, men will have their spine crushed, brain sucked, and will be made into a cripple. The worms will transform when attacking a woman, so that they are only able to violate her nerves. They will spread their tentacles all over her body and devour her spirit. No, maybe it is Sakura then. Could be. But, that's horrifying. I mean, both. What it does to anyone is horrifying, though. Lustworms will wet the woman's skin with their mucus, excite and destroys her central nerves of pleasure, and satisfy their hunger. It must be their instincts, as the worms seem to love the woman's womb. They do not eat female flesh, but seek the organs within them. Oh my god. They give the woman huge enough orgasms to fry her brain, and they go in her body to devour her placenta. What am I reading? Unwilling to eat human flesh, the worms have only one way to get what they desire. As a result, the woman's mind and body are completely violated and destroyed. The name Lustworm must come from such characteristics. Matou Shinji throws the person he dragged here into the pool of such worms. Please don't let this be Sakura.
ほら、
Actually,
嫌なことは早く済まそう。
I feel bad for whoever this is, but he talks from the top of the stairs. Nobody, man or woman, can survive after being thrown into a swarm of lust worms. But this person is an exception. Worms slither away from this person. Are they scared, or have they lost interest? The worms do not approach the figure. They merely reflect the light around the figure with their mucus.
新しい本を作ってくれよ。まだ2個残ってるはずだろ。
The only reply comes from the worms. The darkness undulates as if liking the order.
言う通りにすればすぐ帰っていいからさ。 お前だってそうしたいんだろ?
What is happening? There's no reply. The only sound in the room is the annoying cry of the worms. Make me a new book. Wasn't the book his command spell? Like, isn't that how he, like, wasn't that, like, or he, I know he used it, like, in our fight. So is he trying to make a new one?
いいかい? あいつとはいずれ戦うしかないんだ。これ以上わがままを言っていると。
Matou Shinji threatens to reveal everything. The person on the floor trembles. That is not allowed. The old man who Matou Shinji calls master will not allow it. But this person knows Shinji is not the type to follow his master's orders. He's frantic right now. Anyone that gets in his way is his enemy. The old man forced him away from the battle out of concern for his life, but the concern itself is an unforgivable insult to him. Yeah, that makes sense. A change occurs after a long silence. A figure appears in a flash of light. The worms flee to the corners of the room like an ebbing tide. Even the worms understand how powerful the materialized woman is. Did he just get Ryder back?
そうそう。あとは全部僕に任せればいいんだ。
Long hair and a slender, tall figure. The one clothed all in black is the servant called Ryder. Oh my god.
今一度聞きましょう。シンジ、私を刺激するのは自らの身を守るためだけですね。
The black servant asks. She's looking up from the bottom of hell, from the preserve of worms.
ああ、何かと物騒だからさ。頼りになる護衛が欲しかったんだ。
Matou Shinji does not hide his joy of becoming a master again and spits out words covered with lies. What is going on in this episode? Oh my goodness. These have been some nuts interludes, man. Lancer dead. Ryder revived. Somehow that's not surprising in a way, though. Because I felt like this route would somehow have much more relevance with Ryder. Because, I mean, she's the only one who they haven't, like, explicitly said her true name, right? Right? Like, we don't even really know who she is. And I'm like, she just got whooped like that at the beginning of the route? Like, was I really wrong to assume, like, she'd have some relevance here? And well, I mean, I still could be. I still could be. But she's at least, she's back. So there's the chance. How was he able to just summon her again like that, though? Was it the worms? Like, did the worms somehow give him that book which allowed him to summon Ryder again? And he said they have 2 more, right? So if she died again, could he get her 1 more time? That's absurd. If so, wow. Man, stuff has been crazy so far this episode. Wow. And also, are we going to talk about... Hold on, we need to... Who is the person he brought with him? Is it Sakura? I mean, you have to assume it is, right? Who else would it be? Lost in the fact that those lust worms are horrifying, right? It's kind of like the thought of who the heck is actually thrown in there. There was the person who dragged her into the pool of the worms. This person is an exception. If they know that this person is an exception, I feel like it could be somebody close within the household, right? Man. As always, I desperately hope I'm wrong. And that it's like, well, I mean, I wouldn't wish that fate upon anyone, but would it just be some random person? I doubt it, right? Or slither away from the person. They scared, or have they lost interest? They don't approach the figure. They reflect the light around the figure with their mucus. Go back if you do as I say. Who's he talking to there? The worms? Or the person he brought with him? I can safely say Sakura is somebody who would want to leave this situation. I mean, anybody would, really, but... anymore? Like, it just feels like he's talking to somebody who was dragged in that room. They opposed him in the past. Clearly are not a huge fan of the fighting. Threatens to reveal everything. They're on the floor trembling. They're a known exception with the lust worms. I don't know, man. No Shinji? Hmm. Hmm. I'm highly suspicious of it being Sakura that he was talking to in there. I hope it's not, but I feel like there's some like dark secrets like in that household, man, and I feel like they're gonna be spilled in this round. Ooh, man. Let's keep going. We're not done with the episode yet. I mean, it's been an amazing episode, but there's still more to see. It's almost 4 o'clock when I get out of the restaurant. I have no business in the shopping district, so all that's left is to go home. The Kotomine's story is not something I can ignore. Castor is still alive. People are still falling into unexplained comas, and... oh my god, yeah, that's Illya trying to call for us, right? I'm still surprised by how calm I was when I found out Kotomine was a master. Come to think of it, I never got along with him. I must have known instinctively that we would be in opposition. Bro. We just ignored Illya all the way home, almost. In any case, Kotomine lost his servant. There are 3 masters remaining now. Assassin's Master, who seems to be at the Ryuudou Temple, and Archer's Master, Tosaka, and Illya. Berserker's Master, the girl in front of me right now.
なんだよいきなり飛びかかってきてびっくりするだろ
Bro, she just followed you all the way from the shopping district while you ignored her.
何よ、いきなりじゃないもん。さっきからずーっと呼んでるのに、シロが気づかなかっただけじゃない。
Poor Illya. Oh, I thought I heard something, but could it be?
そのもしかして商店街からずっとか
Yes.
そうだよ。シロ、難しい顔して歩いてるんだもん。邪魔しないように後ろから呼びかけたのに、無視してどんどん進んでいっちゃうんだから。
あ、いや、それは考え事をしてたからであって、イリアを無視したわけじゃ。
それに、公園にだって来なかったわ。
Yeah.
私、ずっと待ってたのに。
You're a menace for that. Oh, she's right. We have a tacit, I actually don't know how you say that word. We have an understanding to meet there in the afternoon. How could I have forgotten just because I was talking with Kotomine?
すまん、忘れてた。ごめん、イリア。
そう簡単に許してあげないんだから。私、本当に怒ってるんだからね。
Deserved. Illya glares at me. What should I do? I can't blame her for getting mad, since I did forget our promise and make her wait. I have to show her my sincerity, so... How to show sincerity to Illya. Let's invite her to my house as a guest? option 3, like what does have her forgive me even mean? Just say like, no, you're gonna forgive me. Like, what? I don't understand. This, I mean, that feels really childish, which means it could be the answer. But I think inviting her to our house is like is a show of like good faith, right? That she might appreciate. So let's try that. Maybe that's terrible. I don't know. Yeah. I made her wait out here in the cold, so the least I can do is help her warm up again.
Illya、提案がある。
何を？簡単な言葉じゃ聞かないわよ。
だから言葉じゃなくて態度で謝罪する。イリア、今からうちに来ないか。それなら温かいお茶とお菓子をご馳走できるんだけど。
うちって白のうち？
Yes.
他にないだろ。今なら誰もいな。あ、いや、セイバーはいるけど、絶対にイリアを襲わせない。
I didn't consider Saber.
公園じゃなくてさ、たまにはゆっくりお茶飲むのもいいんじゃない？
Man, if we have to tell Saber, yeah, we're good friends with Illya at this point, she's gonna be pissed. Oh lord.
うん。確かにちょっといいかもしれない。けど、白のうちにお邪魔していいのかな？
いいも悪いもない。それにほら、この前はイリアの城を見せてもらったし、
I hadn't even thought
今
about
度は
that
こっ
part.
ちの番だって言っただろ？
I completely forgot about the fact that she, as a show of good faith, showed us her house, so it makes sense that we would do the same. And clearly this is not something she expected, and this is part of why I thought it was like the best idea, is because it really feels like an actual show of good faith, right? And that's something Illya would really appreciate. Like she said, she's not gonna fall for cheap words.
うん。そうだね。そう言った。
She sounds like she's trying to convince herself. Then
私、白のうちに行っていいのかな？私は、白とキリツグを殺しに来たのよ。その私が、白のうちに上がっていいの？
when you put it like that, it's let's not put it like that. Illya asks me emotionlessly. That's actually a very good point. I didn't even like consider that. She really had like no emotion in her voice. She just kind of blurted out like, "Yeah, I came here to kill you and your father. Like, you know, am I really allowed to be in your house?" Right? I feel like it's kind of important that we say yes, like for her as a person. I don't know how much meaning was put into those words. The Einsburn girl who came to kill my father. Her reason for pursuing Kiritsugu. Her reason for wanting to kill me. These things I already know. The man that betrayed Einsburn. Kiritsugu abandoned everything and started living in this town. I didn't know about all these sacrifices that made this life possible until I became a master. Illya should not forgive Kiritsugu. She really must want to kill me. I should invite her to my house despite that fact. No, more so because... Bridge the gap, I guess.
今はマスターも何も関係ない。俺はイリアに遊びに来てほしいだけだ。
I answer her while looking straight into her eyes. Illya gasps, looks at me in astonishment, and...
ありがとう、お兄ちゃん。
She hugs me with a big smile. Yeah, that was the right move. There's no way that was wrong. Unless it negatively affects the story somehow.
よし。
Like,
ちょっとだけ待っててくれ、イリア。セイバーに話をつけてくれ。
like we walk in and Saber's just like... Shing, just kills Illya or something. Bad end. Right? Unless something like that happens, I really don't feel like this was a wrong route to go. I roll up my sleeves and glare at the entrance.
いってらっしゃい、シロ。頑張ってね。
It's really nice to see her cheerful like that. Illya waves her hand and cheers me on. Alright, I have to persuade Saber no matter what. Good luck with that.
お断りします。
Well, that didn't take very long.
いや、気持ちはわかる。セイバーの言いたいことはちゃんとわかってる。マスターを、しかもバーサーカーのマスターを自分の陣地にあげるなんて自殺行為だって言うんだろ。わかってる。そのあたりはちゃんとわかってるんだ。けど、それとは別で。
I feel like it's essentially impossible to convince her.
いいえ、シロは分かっていません。相手はあのイリアスフィールですよ。彼女ほどのマスターなら この屋敷の欠点などいくらでも看破できますし、結界を壊すことさえ容易でしょう。にもかかわらずシロを自ら招き入れる。
You might
獅
be
子心中の
right.
虫どころの話ではない。あなたは自ら毒薬を飲もうとしているのです。
Don't get me wrong. In a lot of ways, you're right. But if we're not her big brother figure, who's going to be? Come on. Think about it. Somebody's got to be nice to her.
いや、イリアは何もしないって約束したんだ。それにバサカーだって連れてないし、日が落ちるまでは戦わないって。今のイリアはただの女の子なんだから、そこまで目くじら立てることはないと思う。
But Illya promised me she wouldn't do anything. Something about that line, it kills me. The way he tries to justify this. Like, yeah, she could come in here, realize our boundary field sucks, destroy it, and kill us, but she promised she wouldn't do anything.
性別など関係ありません。だいたいシロは私に隠れてイリアスフィールと何をしていたのですか。あなたは彼女に殺されかかったのですよ。だというのに気にかけるなど、人がいいというよりバカですか、あなたは。
Little bit of both.
けど話してみるとイリアだっていいやつだぞ。
He's actually justifying it with that. He is actually justifying it. Well, once you get to know her, like...
あの子は善悪をまだ知らないだけで、ちゃんといいことと悪いことを教えてあげればだな。
Dude.
甘い。アインツベルンのマスターの言葉を信じるというのですか、シローは。かの一族は聖杯を手に入れるためだけに存在するもの。約束など何事もなかったかのように破り捨てるに決まっています。
そんなことない。今のは言い過ぎだぞ、セイバー。イリアはイリアだ。アインツベルンがどんな奴らかは知らないが、一緒にして考えるな。
Oh my god. I love the sudden use of small text. That's just too funny to me. The text size differences kill me for some reason.
確かにその通りでした。シローの発言は正しい。
セイバー、それじゃあ。
No.
まあ、あんな小声で主張されても説得力はありませんでしたが。
You gotta say it with your chest, bro. No, it's just that Saber was that mad.
いいです。わかりました。今のままでは令状を使われかねませんから。
Would he have gone
シロ
that
ーが
far?
信じたイリアスフィールを私も信じるとしましょう。
That would have to be the biggest waste of command spell ever, right?
セイバー。
ですが私は会いませんからね。イリアスフィールと対峙して私が冷静でいられるとは限りませんし、イリアスフィールとて私を前にしては身構えるでしょう。
That's probably wise.
ああ、そうだな。けど、それじゃあセイバーはどうするんだ？
Probably annihilate something in the training room or the dojo.
以前使っていた客まで待機しています。
Now
万
that
が
makes
一
a
の
lot more
時は
sense.
駆けつけますから心配なさらずに。
うん。すまない、セイバー。でもこれはその。
分かっています。あなたにキリツグと聖杯戦争の関係を話したのは私だ。ならばこうなることも覚悟しておくべきだったのです。
Boy's trying to make amends, bridge the gap. Saber let out a sigh and goes to the guest room. I see. Saber was my father's servant in the last Holy Grail War. Then, it's natural for her to know of the relationship between Kiritsugu and Illya. Hey, we did it!
お邪魔します。ってここがシロのお家なんだ。
In contrast to her energetic voice, Illya enters timidly.
じゃあまずお茶にしよう。今に案内するからついてきてくれ。
あ、板張りの廊下だね。聞いてた通り、日本の建物だ。
Dang. She for real had the info. I just now connected the fact that she blatantly has this info with when she just shows up, right? In like the like the beginning of chapter 1, right? Or like, well, this game doesn't have chapters. Like super early in the game, right? And I think it's in all the routes, right? When she just rolls up and it's like, you better get a servant. And we're like, huh? Like, because at the time we'd seen Tosaka's perspective and we were like, who is this girl? Why is she telling us this? How does she know where we live? How does she know we're a future servant? Yeah, it's pretty obvious now, huh? Illya looks around as she walks. I guess this Japanese style is unusual for her since she's living in a castle.
はい、お茶。紅茶にしようと思ったんだが、それじゃ芸がないし、イリアのお城のものにはかなわないから日本茶にしといた。あ、苦かったら薄めるんで言ってくれ。
I hand her the cup. I used the best tea I had, so it should taste good. The only potential problem is that it might be too bitter.
ありがとうシロ。いただきます。
She sits Japanese style and nervously takes a sip. Illya freezes. I thought so. I was trying to be considerate, but I guess milk tea would have been better.
ごめん、苦かっただろ。入れ直すから無理しなくていいぞ。
そんなことないよ。結構なお手前でした。
You clearly did not think that. It's fine. I don't know where she learned the manners, but Illya bows. What is beeping? What? Why is something beeping in my room at 10:04? Okay, whatever. I don't know where she learned the manners, but Illya bows, and she slowly starts to sip on the tea. Well, if she wants to drink it, I shouldn't stop her. The Japanese snack, on the other hand, seems to be well received, so I'll sit here and keep her company. Dang, what? So she didn't like it? You were just gonna kick her out? Like, what do you mean, so I'll sit here and keep her company? Once we finish the tea, Illya asks me if we can explore my house.
いいけど、別に面白いことなんてないぞ。
いいの。ただ見たいだけなんだから。魔術的な価値がないのは入った時に分かったし、
That's
シ
brutal.
ロは案内してくれるだけでいいよ。
You didn't have to put it out there like that, man. That's her reply. So I end up giving her a tour of my home, but keep her away from the guest room.
思ったより狭いんだね。回廊のくせに片っぽはガラスだし、これじゃあ襲われた時に困るよ。
Very true, actually. I mean, it did let us quickly get out, but...
これがシロの部屋？嘘よ。こんなとこに人なんて住めないんだから。
Man, she lives in a whole other world, and you better not open the door to that guest room.
ここが庭？日本の魔術師は大変ね。
Oh my
こん
god.
な猫の額ぐらいのガーデンじゃ
Man, she
何も
is...
育てられないじゃない。
She's just trashing us at every turn, man.
知ってる。ここ道場って言うんでしょ。おじいさまが言ってたもの。連中は裸足で切り合う野蛮人だって。
Jesus.
いや、物置の中なんて見たくない。そういうところは使用人に任せておけばいいんだから。
No, we don't. Yeah, she obviously lives in a whole other world. She complains a lot, but it seems she's having fun.
ねえ、次はまだあっちの方行ってないよ。早く行こうしろ。
She urges me.
はいはい。じゃあ次は裏側な。ここ数年使ってないから汚れてるけど気にしないでくれ。
Where are we going? Illya runs across the hallway in joy. But I don't know what she's so happy about. I'm glad I'm showing her around if this is fun for her. Or if it's this fun for her. But Illya must be getting tired. She loses her spirit halfway through the tour. Illya silently looks around the rooms. Once we've seen everything, we return to the living room.
これで終わり。離れもあるんだけど、そっちは勘弁な。今はセイバーが寝てるから。
Illya looks downcast.
そっか。これで全部なんだ。
Yeah, man, we don't live a glamorous life like you.
イリア？どうした？疲れたのか？
うん。ちょっと疲れちゃった。 だって誰もいないんだもん。
Dang, my bad. She looks like a normal girl of her age. Illya's acting like Illya, and not like a strong master.
私復讐に来たのにその相手がもういないのって
Ooh.
悲しいね。
Yeah. Did she not know? Or is that her also? Well, he has no reason to take revenge on us personally. I was going to say, like, maybe she's come to a point where she doesn't even see us as the same person that she came to take revenge on. She murmurs to herself, tears silently trickling down her face.
あれおかしいな。私泣いてるみたい。怖いことも悲しいこともなかったのに変だよね。
Illya tilts her head in wonder, as if it's a really odd thing. There's probably a reason for it. There's no one in this house. The target she has a grudge against. She only wanted to kill him. The chance has been forever lost. Illya's feel von Einsburn. There's a reason to kill me and Kiritsugu. It's because...
行こうシロ。そろそろ帰らないと日が夜になる前に別れないと戦いになっちゃうよ私たち。
Illya is smiling. What can I say back to her?
あ、そうだな。じゃあ公園まで送っていこうか。
うん。シロ、ちゃんとレディーな扱い方分かってるじゃない。
I guess so. He treats lots of them. In this route, at least. She smiles innocently. Her silver hair fluttering behind her, Illya runs to the front door as if nothing has happened. I feel like the tears, for me, the thing that I was thinking was that she realized that she has no one to take revenge on, and I think it's just she realized the sad state of like how she was raised, right? To get this revenge, right? That's how she was raised, right? To kill like Kiritsugu, like indiscriminately, and without emotion, right? And what she went through with Berserker, right? That we learned in Unlimited Blade Works, right? And how clearly her family just did not care, right? And realizing that it was all for naught. Kiritsugu's dead. Like, she went through this hell, and Kiritsugu wasn't even there to take it out on. So I feel like for her, it's just kind of like, what was the point? Right? And the fact that Shiro has made it abundantly clear that he's not somebody that really needs to be, like, taken, or, like, he doesn't need to die. Like, he's not Kiritsugu. So maybe she's like, I shouldn't kill him, right? He's treating me well, right? He's not Kiritsugu. He hasn't done anything wrong. And in fact, is one of the only people that's ever treated me well, right? And then Kiritsugu is dead. So, who does she take revenge on, right? All these years she's been training, like, or not even necessarily training, like, forced into training, right? Like, forced to kill. Or prepare to kill. Right? I don't know. Maybe, again, maybe that's a stretch. But that's just what it seems like to me, right? Because she doesn't know what's making her sad, right? And she said, like, nothing sad or scary happened. Why am I crying? Right? I can't think of what else it would be besides related to the sad way she was raised. And how it was completely pointless in the end. Man, that is depressing. Poor Illya. The more and more I see of her, the more her backstory gets more and more tragic. And I part with her for the third time. My legs are heavy on the way home. I slowly walk through the streets, as if for the first time. I have so much to think about. Foremost in my mind, I'm finally realizing how important Illya is.
俺はイリアを
Should I fight her as a master? Or should I convince her to forfeit?
とりわけマキリとアインツベルンの執念は深い。奴らの祈願は 500年と1000年だ。
That's what Kotomine said. Is there a way to separate Illya from people who have sought the Holy Grail for so long? No, even before that. I have no idea how to quench her desire for revenge. I return to my house. The sun is about to set, coloring the town with its reddish glow.
よし、気を取り直していかないと。
For some reason, I feel like Ryder and Shinji are about to roll up. I slap my cheeks. I'll have to deal with Shinji and Illya sooner or later, but defeating Castor, the one still attacking the people in this town, takes priority now. I won't let an event like the one that took place 10 years ago take place again. That's why I decided to become a master and fight alongside Saber. I see Sakura's shoes. Considering the time, I bet Sakura's already back from her club.
ただいまってなんだ、さくら寝ちゃってるじゃないか。
Her club practice must have been tiring, as Sakura is sleeping in the living room. She must be exhausted, as she's lying on the floor rather than having her head on the table.
だよな。風邪気味だっていうのに学校と部活。おまけにうちの手伝いだもんな。さくら、頑張りすぎだ。
She is. Is that all it is, though? I hope it is simply, like, exhaustion from overwork. Which, I mean, is bad in and of itself, obviously. But I hope it has nothing to do with, one, Castor, or two, hopefully, like, those lustworms we saw. Like, I really hope it has nothing to do with that. I'd love for that have not been Sakura, but it way too suspicious, man. I go past the living room, trying not to wake her up, and I bring a blanket from my room.
ほら、毛布もかけないで寝たらまた風邪ひくぞ。
I carefully drape the blanket over her. Then she must be half asleep. As Sakura looks up at me with empty eyes. Her gesture is different. It's not the Sakura I know who stands and smiles in the kitchen wearing an apron. Her gesture is more erotic than I've ever seen on her.
さくら、毛布持ってきたけど。
Oh lord. Nervously, I try to explain myself. At that instant, okay. For some reason, I was kind of worried that I had it uncensored or something, because I went back and viewed the horny vampire scene uncensored, just to, because I've heard some people say like that stuff might be relevant, and so I'm also recording my reactions to those. And if they are indeed much more relevant, then I will, I don't know, maybe figure it out, censor something, right? And I was like, dang, did I accidentally leave that on? I had to be sure. But I did not, so let's see what this is. Nervously, I try to explain myself. At that instant, Sakura's arms wrap around my neck. Oh lord. Her breath is near me. I'm intensely aware of her femininity. Femininity. Why can I not say that word? No matter how hard I try to ignore it. I can't breathe or talk properly. Sakura is half asleep. You need only look at her eyes to see that. So I have to shake her off me. I have to get away from her, but I can't take my eyes off of her. Her hair streams down her neck. Her lips let out a seductive sigh, and her breasts are pushing up her shirt. Having her mature woman's body so close is making me dizzy. Her hands tense up a bit. Our faces near each other. I'm entranced by her lips, unable to resist. My reasoning is frozen. Oh, she's half asleep, cool it. Everything I've prohibited, everything I shouldn't have noticed, Such boring senses are being destroyed.
さくら
Bro. My heart is pounding. The sound of the pounding heart fills my eardrums. My head empties out and... bro. He's half
シロ
asleep.
帰ってきたのですか？
Thank you, Saber.
うわっ
That boy was about to act up. He was half asleep, bro. That ain't it. That is not it, Chief. I jump back. Oh my god. I display speed and quick-wittedness I've never shown before and land on top of the table.
素晴らしい動きです。しかしシロ、テーブルの上に乗るのはどうかと思うのですが。
She's like, that was really stupid, but like, that's really impressive.
そうだな。ちょっと気が動転してた。
I slowly step down to the floor. Sakura is... Her hands are lowered and she's sleeping again.
シロ、顔が真っ赤ですが、何かあったのですか？視線も落ち着かないようですし、気にかかることでも。
That boy was about to act up. He was about to do something absolutely vile. Bro, I get it. She was half asleep, dude. That's not it. At least, like, wake her up. Right? Like, come on. That was... Yikes.
別に何でもない。それより道場に場所を変えよう。さくらを寝かせといてやりたいし、夕飯まで手合わせしたい。
いい心がけです、シロ。昨日の休息で私の体調も万全ですし、今夜の戦いに備えるとしましょうか。
This boy's just volunteering to get whooped. Saber heads to the dojo without questioning my suspicious behavior. I'm saved. Glad Saber didn't see us like that. I'm more glad that I didn't do anything on the spur of the moment. Yeah, you should be. Like, come on. If I'd done anything to Sakura while she was half asleep, I would kill myself out of shame. That's honestly probably not an overreaction.
けど先輩、稽古もいいですけど、ほどほどにしないとダメです。突き指でも大変なのに、指の骨が折れかかるなんて普通じゃないと思います。
My bad. We're different though. We're gonna heal.
さくら、もうちょっとゆっくり包帯巻いてくれ。頼む。
痛いのは当たり前です。こんな怪我してるのに放っておいたら腫れるに決まってるじゃないですか。これも天罰と思って諦めてください。
Divine punishment. Sakura tapes up my middle finger. Her movements are quick and accurate. She must get lots of practice treating jammed fingers in archery club. She's skillful, but isn't this a bit rough for Sakura?
それに、セーバーさんもセーバーさんです。
And she's mad at us.
先輩より上手なら、もう少しやりようがあるんじゃないですか？先輩、体のところどころが腫れ上がってて、これじゃお風呂にも入れません。
Listen, you don't know that we got that Wolverine type super healing. Come on.
さくら、言葉を返しますが、それはシローが望んだことです。私はシローの要求に応えたに過ぎない。
He did ask for this.
それに今夜の怪我はシローにも責任がある。自分から手合わせを願ったというのに、集中力が全くなかったのですから。
Yeah, he was concentrated on the wrong things, bro. Saber glares at me in complaint. There's not much I can say when she puts it like that.
先輩、気分でも悪かったんですか？
That's one way to put it.
その不確かな気持ちのまま道場に入るなんて先輩らしくないですよね。
I believe he was struck with a case of the horny.
全くです。一体何に気を取られていたのですか、シローは。竹刀を握っても見ているのは空ばかりで、気迫が全く感じられなかった。
いや、それはその。
The cause is standing right here in front of me, but there's no way I can say that. Just thinking about it makes my heart jump.
先輩。
No, don't get closer.
まだ痛いところがあるんですか？
My heart. That's where it hurts. Sakura looks at me with worry.
いや、もう大丈夫だ。食いすぎで胃がもたれただけだから、お茶でも入れてくれれば助かる。
I quickly move my face away from Sakura.
そうですね。それじゃあ食後のお茶入れてきます。
Sure, it's the food. Sakura stands up to go to the kitchen. This is really bad for my heart. Her body is engraved in my mind, and I get conscious of her whenever she comes near me.
セイバーさん、お茶でいいですか？
はい。ぬるめでお願いします。
Sakura promptly brews some tea. Her gestures are supposed to be familiar. I feel like I'm seeing them for the first time. Oh, Lord. Damn, why do I keep remembering it? There's something wrong with me, just like Saber said. Just looking at Sakura reminds me of how she looked earlier. Soft lips. It's shameful. Sakura is an important underclassman and a family member to me. So, why am I now conscious of her like this? Damn it. I know. I really do. Sakura is beautiful. I've been aware of it for quite a while now. But in spite of that, I acted as her senpai. What I think I saw that said accepted. I like Sakura. Having her around became normal for me before I knew it, and I found it to be a great comfort. But it's always been a different sort of affection. I've never wanted to embrace Sakura. I knew she was a girl, but I never viewed her as someone of the opposite sex. But now, I'm beginning to think it's not that I never viewed her as a girl. That I was trying not to view her as a girl.
先輩、どうぞお茶入りました。
ああ、サンキュー、さくら。
どういたしまして。先輩も夕食ご苦労様でした。
Sakura smiles happily. Seeing her smile makes me happy as well. Seems she really liked the pork meatloaf with egg and vegetables. Sakura hands the tea to Saber as well and sits down. Saber must enjoy tea as she receives it with satisfaction.
いただきます。しかし、タイガはどうしたのでしょうね。ここのところ、彼女の姿はあまり見ませんが。
え、なあ、藤姉ならさっき連絡があって、今夜は来れないって。詳しくは聞けなかったけど、病院を回るとかなんとか言ってた。
Gramps hip or caster magic?
そうですか。タイガはシロウのくせに詳しいですから仕方ありません。シロウの強化は次の機会にするとしましょう。
もしかして昨日と今日の稽古はまだ序の口だったのかな。
Oh yeah, that's the idea.
当然です。今までの鍛錬は単に今のシロウができることを体で知ってもらっただけですから、シロウの特性を生かした生存方法を考慮するのはこれからです。
That's wise.
そうか、ハードっぽいなそれ。
I still really hope that I hope he gets to see Archer fight in this route. I mean, maybe this is just the route where he's a competent master but has absolutely no fighting ability, but I don't know. I guess it'd be pretty cool if he was a competent master and had fighting ability.
厳しいというのであれば厳しいですが、そもそも今までの鍛錬は準備運動に過ぎません。
Boy, if today was the warm-up, you're toast.
うわ。
Are you serious? I don't know if I should be thankful or not that Fujini isn't coming tonight.
何ですか今のため息は。シロ、これはあなたのためになることであって。さくら。
Saber looks at Sakura. I follow her gaze. Hey. Yep, she ain't right again. Something's up with her. Sakura's breathing painfully.
さくら。
I run to her and shake her shoulders.
先輩、何でしょうか。
You sounded like you were in serious pain.
バカ、なんでしょうかじゃないだろう。お前、また俺たちに黙って無理よ。
I think it's safe to conclude that that is absolutely not what it is. I suspect it's related to the scene we saw in the Matou family's basement. Seems very likely. But it seems clear to me at this point that this is not just overexertion. No, she's not. She looks healthy, her shoulders aren't hot, and she's just looking up at me in wonder.
あれ、今そのさくらが苦しそうにしてたから。
いえ、違いますよ。私ちょっと寝ちゃってただけです。
What, fell asleep? I was gonna say standing, but we don't know that. But I don't typically breathe like that when I sleep. Sakura smiles in embarrassment. She's trying to hide stuff from us.
脅かすな。昨日の今日なんだ。風がぶり返したと思っただろ。
She's clearly in some kind of pain, man. Something's going on.
すみません。今日は一日中眠くて、気を抜くとまぶたが落ちちゃうんです。
そっか。まあ夕方も寝てたしな。疲れてるならもう休んでいいんだぞ。後片付けは俺がやっとくから。
そうですね。それじゃあお言葉に甘えて先に失礼させてもらいます。
Sakura bows and exits the living room. She's walking steadily, so I guess she's just short on sleep, like she said. I feel like it's really not that. The moon darkens. The clouds, blown by the strong wind, hide the white moon. We go outside, careful not to wake Sakura. I don't want to end it here. I want to keep playing, but man, I'm tired. So I'm gonna end it here. I hate to do this. I don't like this as an ending spot, so sorry. I will try to record again sooner. I am free tomorrow, for the most part. So, well, the day this is being uploaded, I'm free, so I can probably record tomorrow. A new COD Zombies map just came out, so I might play that tomorrow. Got plans on Saturday with my brothers. So if a video doesn't come out before like Sunday, maybe expect one like, man, be a while. That's the problem. So I got a lot of homework on Sunday. Got a bit doing well, actually I don't have that much on Sunday this week, so I'd say if I don't upload within like a day or two after this is uploaded, expect the next video around Monday. I'm gonna assume this is gonna be uploaded on what, Friday the 8th? Today is Thursday, right? Yeah, it's Thursday. No. Yes, it is. Today's Thursday the 7th. I'd assume this will be uploaded Friday the 8th. This isn't like uploaded by like Sunday the 10th, or the next one isn't uploaded by like Sunday the 10th. I expect it a few days after that. Anyways, that's not the point. I shouldn't have bothered with all that. Next episode should be soon. I hope to. I don't like ending here, so I hope I get it really soon. I don't want to end it here, like wait here for too long. Well, I don't ever want to wait for too long. I love playing this game. I love this game so much, man. But let's just talk about the episode itself and not about the next episode or this one's ending. This episode was insane. We had so many big events happen. So first of all was obviously the very beginning. We had the interlude with Lancer dying to Assassin, right? We learned that Assassin is of Middle Eastern origin, it would seem. He uses daggers, is like faceless, right? There was that like tentacle monster in the lake at the temple. I was gonna kill Lancer, and then we saw Assassin uses Noble Phantasm and kill Lancer. So I would assume he has like absorbed his power. Okay, I mean I could be wrong about him, like Assassin doing that, but I really feel like this is gonna be like he has no face but he wears many type thing, right? Where he himself is like not really anything but what he sees and observes, right? And what he takes, right? So I feel like I don't know, maybe I just think that's a cool idea for a servant, right? And so I'm like, look at the evidence, like there's a little, right? And so I'm like pushing it a bit. Maybe I think if that's not what he is, that's a really cool idea for a servant. I'm just saying. But I really do suspect that's what he is. Given that we saw Caster in the shadows, given that he had to kill Lancer, right? I'd assume that's what he is. And that means we now have somebody who could very well have Caster and Lancer's abilities, right? And that is very strong. The strong offenses, like melee fighting of Lancer, and very, very good defenses, as well as Caster's long range abilities, right? And I don't know that he can like hot swap or something, like he's playing like a fighting game or something, right? Just like swap between them, like, like that, right? But you're just being able to stay at the temple, drain magical energy, while also boxing people like crazy as Lancer. If that's what he is, that'd be very strong. If I'm a mile off, this was all a pointless conversation. But if he is, or if that is what he is, I think he's a very, very, very potent threat. That honestly, like, could take on Gilgamesh, like, given time. Like, probably could take on Gilgamesh. Okay, maybe that's Cap. What if he absorbs Gilgamesh? Oh no, that's horrifying. Oh no, gross. But that was just very interesting. But then we obviously have just some scenes in the house. There were some nice fun scenes, and then Shiro did Sakura so dirty with the lunch, man. That was foul. Until Sokka had to explain, like, yeah, Shiro is just an idiot. He had no malicious intent. He is just that dumb. He is just that dumb. Then we have, what was after that? We start talking with Kotomine. Obviously, we just have the reveal that he's a master, right? Which we knew, but we've never just had him reveal it to us like that. Just in a peaceful conversation, like, yeah, I was a master. Whoops, Lancer died. Unlucky. And we got the information that we saw in the interlude, but Shiro has that information now, obviously, which is relevant. We still don't know what moves Kotomine is going to make. We know he obviously still has Gilgamesh. Unless he's already like gifted him to Shinji or something in this route, but I doubt he would do that. Especially given that, as we know, Shinji gets Ryder back in the scene, like right there. That scene was, first of all, horrifying. Absolutely disgusting. With the lust worms. But, yeesh. I mentioned it earlier, so I'm not going to explain everything again, but I strongly suspect the person that was in there with him was Sakura. I felt like there was a lot of circumstantial evidence that really could really could point to Sakura. And that's concerning, especially given that Sakura started acting strange today, right? Could they be related? It's very likely, if you ask me. I hope they're not doing vile things to Sakura in there, but I suspect that they are. But man, actually the important thing we learned from Kotomine, I just blinked, is a lot of extra information about Matou Zoken, right? About how he is hundreds of years old, never been a master, right? And the most vile thing in the Makiri family. Right, so I strongly suspect he's the one who like made Assassin and probably has a contract with him. He can use bugs as like familiars, and only show up at night, is on his like last legs of life, right? So he's got to make a move now. So I'd say it's very likely that it's him. That is Assassin's master. I've suspected it the whole time because he just kind of showed up, right? Like, why else would they just have him show up now if he wasn't a relevant character in this route? But a lot of the evidence points to him being in the playing field, and Kotomine agrees. He really strongly thinks it's Zoken. So him with the power that I think Assassin might have seems like a very dangerous combination that I don't know how we're going to overcome. It's going to be tough. I mean, we're talking possibly a Gilgamesh level servant with apparently like the most powerful Makiri, and I know that could be rough. Next up though, we have the scene with Illya, which I thought was really nice, really touching. Illya scenes, like I said, they always just make me so sad. Her backstory keeps getting more and more depressing. I feel like she came here and was really surprised that we offered to let her in the house, right? And managed to convince Saber, right? She explored the house, complained a lot because this place is tiny compared to her place, right? And realized it was empty, right? Kiritsugu isn't here. So I personally took this as she's desired for revenge all this time, and I feel like she desires that revenge partially because it's been drilled into her head, but partially because she's been trained for this her whole life, right? So like, obviously that's her life. Like what she knows, right, is kill Kiritsugu and kill Emiya Shiro. Kill them, right? But even beyond that, I feel like in a way, getting that revenge on them would like justify what was done to her as a kid, right? How she never had a normal childhood, right? How she doesn't know right from wrong. How she has been trained and like mercilessly like thrown in the snow, right? Like we saw in Unlimited Blade Works, right? And like, if Kiritsugu is not there, what was that for? Right? I feel like that explains the tears rolling down her cheeks. I said I wasn't going to explain this again, and I just did. But I feel like that's what's going on there. I get it, man. Like that's terrible. I really feel for Illya. Every scene with her just gets more and more. It just makes her character more and more depressing. In terms of writing, she's quickly becoming one of my favorites. I'm not gonna make like a writing tier list, but she's up there, man. She's up there. She's really good. And she's just fun to be around. But and after that, what happens after that? Well, the scene with Sakura, on the floor sleeping, and then Shiro about to act up with a half asleep Sakura. That boy, he needs to take a chill pill. I get it. He's a teenager. He's dangerously horny, but he almost did something vile, absolutely horrible. And well, he clearly identified that it was horrible, but I mean, he still almost did it anyways. So I'm worried about him. Really worried about him. Man needs to control himself. But like I said earlier, something's still clearly wrong with Sakura. I don't think it's overexertion at this point. I think it's either something being done at the Matou house to her, as I kind of suspect, or something to do with Castor being alive, potentially. Right? That's the not as horrible like option here, but I don't think it's going to be that. I mean, that's kind of where we left off. It was just an amazing episode. I feel like there's a lot to discuss here, a lot to talk about and kind of unravel. But like I said, absolutely amazing episode. Lots of character development. Like I said, I just love Illya's character development, man. Absolutely incredible. Like I said, she keeps like catapulting to one of my favorite characters in terms of writing in this game. I like a lot of different characters for different things. Like Tosaka's pretty good writing, but like she's one of my favorite characters just to interact with. She's a ton of fun, like whenever she's on the screen. Shiro is very good writing, very very good writing, and still generally like his interactions with people are generally enjoyable. Right? Sometimes he gets dangerously stupid, but I mean, he like his writing is phenomenal, and like he doesn't like typically make the game worse. Well, that's not always true actually. By the way he acts. Fate Route kind of did a little bit, but whatever. We'll ignore that for the sake of now. But different characters are good for different things, and Illya's skyrocketing up the writing tier list for me. Not that I have a tier list. Anyways, I'm kind of rambling at this point. We're gonna go ahead and end the episode here. I hope you guys have enjoyed. I thought this was an amazing episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. It's a phenomenal episode. So much stuff happened. I'm really looking forward to the next one. Hopefully it'll be soon. If not, my apologies. College. Need I say more? But that'll be all. Whenever the next episode comes out, I hope to see you guys there, so we can continue unraveling the mysteries in Heaven's Feel, seeing how much of the stuff I've talked about is accurate and how much is just hilariously wrong. Because I feel like I've made a lot more like predictions and analysis in this route so far than I did in some of the other routes, especially in Limited Blade Works. Maybe I haven't. I feel like I have. But that is all. I hope you guys are looking forward to more Heaven's Feel. I know I am. And I hope to see you guys there. Peace.